Hello there.
What is up, my fellow Force fans? My name is Brandon, and welcome back to the Star Wars Vault. In today's video, we're going to be going over the top 10 most commonly used TIE fighters in the Galactic Empire and the First Order. But first, if you're new to the channel, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications to get notified whenever we come out with new Star Wars content, and if you want to check out the best Baby Yoda merch on the internet, click that link in the description below. Alright, let's just jump right in. Number 1. The TIE Advanced V1. The TIE Advanced V1 was an experimental TIE fighter model of the Imperial Navy. The TIE fighter was fitted with basic shields, and unlike the TIE Advanced X1, the V1's S-foils could fold in around the cockpit when not in flight, conserving hangar space. Unusual for a TIE model, it had solar panels only on the inside surface of the wings, with armor on the outside surfaces in order to make it more resistant to lateral enemy fire. This resulted in low power output from the panels, requiring the engines to run on fuel instead of solar reactor, which only powered weapons, sensors, and auxiliary systems. The TIE Advanced V1 was armored with dual chin-mounted laser cannons, stronger than those of the regular TIE fighter, and a projectile launcher used to fire tracking devices like the XX-23S thread tracker. Unlike other TIE models, the V1 was outfitted with a hyperdrive and basic shields. Number 2. The TIE Advanced X1. Experimenting with advanced models featuring localized improvements and secret technology breakthroughs, including the TIE Advanced V1 prototype, led to the TIE Advanced X1. The X1 boasted a hyperdrive and deflector shield generator. A modified earlier prototype of the X1 line was flown by Darth Vader himself. Vader's fighter boasted greater speed and heavier firepower, featuring fixed-mounted twin blaster cannons and a cluster missile launcher. Vader specified a custom cockpit to accommodate his armored suit, and high-performance cells were fitted into the fighter's curved wings. Number 3. The TIE SA Bomber. The TIE SA Bomber was specifically designed for use in the Galactic Empire. A model of the light bomber, it was part of the TIE line of starfighters, distinguished by their twin ion engines and solar collector panels. The bomber measured 7.9 meters long, 10.6 meters wide, and 5.5 meters high. In keeping with the Empire's preference for muted colors, it was painted a grayish blue color. Like the TIE Advanced X1 prototype, the TIE SA Bomber had inclined wings which maximized its speed and maneuverability while carrying a mass of heavier ordnance. Unlike other models in the TIE line, the bomber had not one but two central pods, a starboard cockpit for the pilot and a portside ordnance bay for the munitions. The cockpit featured two forward-mounted laser cannons, a standard viewport, and an ejector seat. The ordnance bay was divided into two sections. The forward ordnance bay carried either 8 concussion missiles or 4 proton torpedoes. The main ordnance bay carried either 4 proton torpedoes and 8 concussion missiles, or 8 proton bombs and 64 thermal detonators, or 6 orbital mines, or even stormtroopers. Located underneath the ordnance pod was a bomb chute connected to the ship's targeting system. The pod also featured a missile port that allowed for front-launching torpedoes. Number 4. The TIE IN Interceptor. The TIE IN Interceptor featured 4 very recognizable pointed solar panels and was a far deadlier opponent than the standard TIE in-space superiority starfighter. Lacking both shields and a hyperdrive, it made up for its lack of defensive capabilities with lightning-fast speeds. It also had an upgraded engine providing considerably improved maneuverability. In addition, 4 laser cannons on its wingtips allowed for far more firepower to overload the shields of an enemy craft. With the Empire placing its elite pilots into the interceptor cockpits to maximize the craft's effectiveness, the interceptors were indeedly suited for their main function, chasing down and eliminating rebel starfighters. Some interceptors belonging to elite pilots featured an additional red and dark gray markings. Number 5. The TIE Striker. The TIE Striker featured flat, high-speed, pointed wings which were specifically designed for in-atmosphere combat. For this reason, it was faster than the standard TIE fighter. The TIE Striker was able to gain additional speed by curling down its wings, engaging from flight mode to attack mode. The atmospheric fighter was heavily armed, sporting 4 pairs of laser barrels and proton bombs that were particularly effective against vehicle units, dealing heavy damage over a large area. Although its intended role was for an atmospheric fighter, it could also be used as a starfighter to some extent. The TIE Striker could be further modified with lightweight frames, thus allowing for increased speed. The craft was also useful for shifting supplies and personnel from orbit to the planet's surface, thanks to a larger central pod. Number 6. The TIE Reaper. The TIE Reaper featured flat-pointed horizontal wings. It also had a large horizontal stabler hinged between the 2 main wings. It was a similar design to the TIE Striker. It was armed with 2 laser cannons, but its shields and tough space frame can absorb punishment for long enough to unload troopers. Number 7. The TIE Defender. The TIE Defender, or as referred to, the TIE Defender project when it was in development, was an advanced experimental TIE line starfighter manufactured for the Imperial Navy of the Galactic Empire. Unlike previous TIE models, the starfighter featured a hyperdrive as well as deflector shields, and was easily recognized by its 3 wings mounted around an aft section of the cockpit. These specifications made the fighter much more difficult to destroy than the standard TIE fighter. The TIE Defender was considered a fighter bomber. It was armed with heavy cannons and missiles. The ship was introduced as a result of Grand Admiral Thrawn's new starfighter initiative at the Imperial factory on Lothal in the year 2 BBY, launched to deal with the growing rebel threat, and was supported by both Grand Moff Tarkin and Emperor Palpatine. As the project was to be less expensive than Project Stardust, and due to the consistent delay of director Orson Krennic, many Imperials started to consider using the fundings of Project Stardust for Thrawn's TIE Defender. Instead, however, Governor Price destroyed Lothal's fuel depot to kill Jedi Knight Kanan Jarrus. The project was halted indefinitely. Although it never saw widespread use during the Galactic Civil War, many of its design features were later incorporated into First Order designs. Number 8. The TIE Silencer. The TIE Silencer was an advanced prototype starfighter that had the latest First Order military innovations, including experimental stealth gear meant to foil sensors and tracking. It featured a hyperdrive, a deflector shield generator and projector, and was powered by a starboard reactor. Twin ion thrust arrays at the rear of the ship acted as its engines. Along with its wings were solar collector arrays, which featured a congruent surface to maximize energy absorption. The ship itself featured a flight computer and could be modified into including customized flight controls for a single pilot who entered the ship through a cabin access hatch at the top of the vessel. First Order designers reconfigured the weapons package of the TIE SF to incorporate advances in power storage and energy conversion. For the TIE Silencer, the TIE SF's power cell spokes were replaced by a next-generation array protected beneath the hull with shorter runs for trunk lines and converter coils. Rather than replicate the TIE SF's ventral turret, the Silencer relocated its missiles and heavy cannons to the wing apertures, giving the pilot superior targeting and wider field of fire. Targeting sensors were also located in the wing of the aperture. Laser bolts were contained in a magnetic field bubble. The TIE Silencer was also most well known as Kylo Ren's TIE Fighter. Number 9. The original TIE Fighter. Nicknamed Evil Eyes or Eyeballs by the New Republic, the TIE Fighter was the signature starfighter of the Galactic Empire and the symbol of Imperial space superiority. Its official name was Twin Ion Engine Line Edition Space Superiority Starfighter. easier to just call it the TIE Fighter. Instantly recognizable by the roar of its engines, the TIE exuded imperial power and prestige across the galaxy, seeing use throughout the Empire's political existence. In order to reduce the mass and energy consumption of the ship, the TIE lacked key systems such as deflector shields, hyperdrives, or comprehensive life support. The lack of shields made the craft vulnerable to micro-meteor impacts and combat damage hull breaches. But these reduced facilities allowed the TIE to be cheaply mass-produced while also improving its maneuverability. Despite the lacking of shields, the Starfighter's armored hull and transport steel cockpit offered protection against handheld blasters, except in exposed areas such as the stabilizers. And as you know, the TIE Fighter is the most iconic ship of the Empire, arguably. And finally, number 10, the TIE FO Space Superiority Fighter, or most commonly known as the First Order TIE Fighter. The TIE FO carried the appearance of its predecessor, the TIE Space Superiority Starfighter, though it featured internal advancements that provided it with greater defensive capabilities. They kept the ionic TIE design for their fighters, but upgraded the ship to modern combat standards. As First Order engineers operated under a less bureaucratic regime, technology innovations were easier to produce. Advancements from the Empire's TIE IN included onboard deflector shields that provided better protection and offensive capabilities, improved solar cells, and higher capacity converters. These upgrades were a side effect of the First Order's change of mentality towards its pilots, seeing them as crucial assets rather than cannon fodder. However, like its Imperial predecessors, the TIE FO lacked a hyperdrive, making it dependent on carrier vessels for transport and limiting it to short-range missions. There you have it, guys, the top 10 most commonly used TIE fighters in the Galactic Empire and the First Order. If you like this video, drop a like, leave a comment of what you think and what your favorite TIE fighter is. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notifications to get notified whenever we come out with new Star Wars content. And again, if you want the best Baby Yoda merch on the internet, click the link in the description below. You won't be disappointed. Thanks again for watching, guys. I hope you have an amazing day, and may the Force be with you always.